Historically, India was known for, I would say, strategic, resistant, and diplomacy rather than just assassinations. I mean, previously it was just defensive, now it is completely offensive. I think one of the Pakistani representative in the UN also mentioned this to Ajit Doval strategy that, offensive defense strategy and the double squeeze won't work for India. But I think India went a lot, strategically into those operations later on. But from a foreign policy and intelligence perspective, what has changed? And how did India move from strategic resistance to targeted killing as a counterterrorism tool?
Targeted killing per se is not an idea that is alien to India's counterterrorism. But you're also right, because we did not extend this to state-sponsored terrorism, the kind of terrorism where terrorists enjoyed safe havens in foreign locations. When you ask about what India's approach to counterterrorism ought to be, you will get different answers depending on who you're talking to. One, there has been the intelligence point of view. If you look at it historically, Indian intelligence agencies have understood Pakistan for what it is. They have not been guided by grand theories of international relations or grand idealist positions on what international politics need to look like and so on. They have engaged themselves in studying this country for what it is and understanding its strategic culture. On the other hand, you have the politico-diplomatic community who come with their own ideas about how to change the world, how to manage this world and so on, right?
Yes.
The Indian intelligence viewpoint is that this is a game that Pakistan is playing because it's part of its strategic culture and it has to be responded in kind because that's the only way that it can be deterred. If you look at India's counterterrorism from that point of view, I think that it makes sense to attack the problem at its root. And if the roots of the problem are in Pakistan, so it makes sense to then target them where they are, right? Rather than wait for the attacks to happen and then presenting your dossiers and so on. There are any number of reasons to ensure that those people who are planning terrorist attacks or who are terrorist leaders deserve to be eliminated. So that is the change that has come about in the last 10 to 12 years.